Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel and welcome to Saints TV Weekly for November 24, 2025. As always, thanks to our sponsor, Inglewood Coffee Roasters. They got coffee, tea and chai products, all that sort of stuff on their website, so check them out at inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Today's the first day of official preseason training. The full squad is on deck right now. This very second, they are doing their time trials. So hopefully this afternoon we're going to have some footage of that, of training as well, and we'll get you some insight into what's going on in the first official day of preseason. But the club has posted some photos on socials of all the boys rocking up, some of the new faces, some of the faces we've come to love over the last couple of years at the football club, and then there's some senior faces as well that have been there for quite some time. So great to see the club getting started. Every AFL club is pretty much getting started today officially, so hopefully we see some really good times on the track, on the time trial, and then we also see some players building into form over the next couple of weeks leading up to Christmas. So really exciting times there. We'll keep a close eye on that. Liam Ryan as well has been back. He was back last week, and then we've seen Tom De Koning. He's been in the gym. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Jack Silvani on individual programs. Max King, Hunter Clark also in respective rehab programs. So that is the plan for today and for the coming weeks on what's going on. There's VFL preseason as well, which is really exciting. So something we've not really had a focus on up until this year. So obviously headed by Brendan Goddard, the club announced some fresh faces and some players we kind of already know a little bit about. But these are the signed players so far. So there's Billy Gallimberti. We've got Joey Campielli, who had a great season last season for Sandringham. Elwood Peckett, obviously the son of Justin Peckett. And Billy Richardson. Bailey McKenzie, who I'm very bullish about. Forward, looks really good. Defensive and key forward. Ned McGuinness. Jack Bank, to round out kind of the announcements so far. So there's quite a strong team there. Obviously, Saints listed players will make up some of that team as well next season, but those are the current VFL signings. Draft nights last week. I did a video on that already, but just to kind of round it out, we didn't do anything on night one, and night two, we did a couple of things. We drafted Western Australian midfielder Charlie Banfield. He was our first selection of the night at pick 41, 192 centimetre midfield wing prospect, versatile player, running capacity, and he's the son of 265 game, two-time West Coast Premiership player Drew Banfield. So really good pick up there from our end. And then with pick 52 was Kai Fincher, our NGA boy. We know that was always going to happen. Then with pick 58, we redrafted Ronnie Burns onto the primary list. And then the next day in the rookie draft, I think it was with pick 4 or 5 of the rookie draft, we relisted Patrick Said onto the rookie list. So that is currently where everything is in terms of the list management. And then we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I think Tex Wanganeen will train and this sort of thing. So that's where that sits in terms of the VFL and AFL lists at the moment. And then the only, I guess, notable news, but I'm not going to read into it too much, to be honest, because people love to just jump the gun and panic for no reason. But Tom De Koning, he's got a slightly delayed start to the preseason with a calf strain. So from what I know, I think it's not a serious one. I think it's more on the minor side, but at this point in time, it is the 24th of November. I'd imagine by mid-January, we're going to be seeing him in full training, and it's going to be old news. But right now, people are jumping the gun. They're saying, look at this, what a waste of money. Do you know how many players around the competition right now have niggles, and they're just on monitored programs? Not delayed preseasons, but just taking it easy for a couple of weeks and getting back into the swing of things come January. I mean, obviously, Tom's going to get a lot of coverage over the next couple of years with his contract, but yeah, I wouldn't be too worried. And you know what? I'm actually very proud of Saints fans not hitting up in the DMs and panicking based on this little bit of news. So that's a new mentality. I didn't panic when I read this, to be honest. If it was Max King, maybe I would, but I'm not going to read into this too much. I think he's at training today. He was at training last week in the gym. So I think, we just let that one slide and we move on to worrying about it in February, March. That's when we need to be peak. That's when we need to be ready to go. and I'd imagine he'll be ready to go then. So that's all the news at the moment. Saints, a very short, sharp Saints TV Weekly. I'll get into more during the week. Obviously, training, there'll be some stories to come out of that. Today with the time trial to see the performances, I'd imagine that Darcy Wilson's going to be very, very good again. I think Charlie Banfield's going to be quite good as well. I think they're doing the 3K. I know last year, I think they did the 2K, but this year they're doing the 3, I believe. So that's going to be really good to see how the times go, and then see how many of those youngsters can really climb up into the top echelon of the numbers there. I think the club usually release the top 5, top 10 times. We won't know all the times, but we'll know who does the best. So hopefully some surprises jump into that top 10. So that is Saints TV Weekly. Saints, thank you very much. As I mentioned at the top, there should be a training video dropping this afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. Training footage, time trial footage, all of that on Saints TV exclusively. So check that out. And please subscribe so you get notified when that video drops, and like this video and comment as well. So thanks very much, Saints. I really appreciate your support over this off-season, and we're back for pre-season, and now this is where we go. We go hard all the way to March 6th, I think it is, when we play Collingwood in opening round, which is only, not counting, the days, but only around 110 days or so to go. I think something like that. So it's not far away, if you, depending on the way you look at it. So thanks, Sainers. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. And as always, go Mighty Sainers. See you guys.